Right back on Sportsbit, Betting Insight today. Paulie and Teddy, time for a big game breakdown. As always, live odds. Sportsbookreview.com. Game 5 tonight. Fox Sports 1. Dodgers and the Nationals. Hill against Scherzer. Nats $1.55, 7 the total. Guys, you're going to read about this in a lot of places, but in truth, it may not mean anything from a handicapping perspective. Dusty Baker, his last 8 games with the chance to close out a series 0-8, Teddy.
Yeah. That being said, in 5 of the 8 games, his team was down by at least 3 runs in the 5th inning. There's not much strategy left for a manager in those games. He maybe didn't have his team ready. You blame Dusty, you blame the team. And one of the close games was a 4-0 shutout against Josh Beckett. Nothing he could do there. And, of course, the Bartman game is included. So, yeah, he's lost 8 straight games in which his team would have advanced. I'm not sure that it matters so much from a handicapping perspective. It is worth noting that is the longest such streak in MLB history. And you know what? I mean, the Dodgers beat Scherzer in Game 1. They hit sliders. Righties who throw sliders like Scherzer. That's a matchup that works well for the Dodgers. They got 4 runs off Scherzer in the first meeting. You look at their OPS for the season against sliders. They've been real good. I think number 2 in baseball from the right-hand side. So Scherzer might be an ace. You look at his splits. I mean, he's dominated against right-handed hitters pretty darn well. What, $156 for the season, a 477 OPS. Just look at that graphic. But we talked about this game in terms of play of the day on yesterday's show. And you already know which way I'm looking at it.
Yeah. Yep. And Rich Hill, this is a game the Dodgers let get away on Sunday. They had an early 2-0 lead. The Dodgers had the bases loaded, it seemed, every inning. They struck out or either hit into a double play. And Hill had good stuff, but he hung a breaking ball to Lobaton, who hit a 3-run homer. Maybe his stuff was too good. He struck out 7 of the 22 batters he faced, but he could not get enough guys to put the ball in play. I like that he went to the media and anyone who had a microphone saying, I'm getting the ball, I'm starting Game 5. If he struggles early, Teddy, do you go to the 20-year-old phenom?
Of course you do. You don't even think about it. It's a win-or-go-home situation in MLB, and that means you go to whatever arm you have. You don't wait for situations to get out of control. And I think Dave Roberts is someone who's capable of doing that. Dusty Baker, I'm not so sure in that regard. I don't see if Scherzer struggles, I don't see Baker making that same move. And remember, Corey Seager beat up Scherzer in the opener. He took him deep. And when you look at some of the left-handed bats, like Adrian Gonzalez, among many who can rake, they can load up from the left side as well as any team in baseball. And that obviously was a problem in Game 1 for Scherzer. I'm not convinced that changes for Game 5.
Hey guys, for the full video, go to sbrpicks.com.
Research before you bet. Be sure to check out SBR Picks for the best game predictions, breakdowns, and much, much more.